When did your military boots save your life? Afghanistan, 2009. I was a combat engineer, spent most of my time clearing IEDs and checking for mines. Standard issue boots felt like cement blocks, but they were built like tanks. We were on patrol outside Kandahar when our interpreter spotted something suspicious. Piece of metal sticking out of the dirt road, right where vehicles would pass. Classic pressure plate setup. I approached carefully with my metal detector. Nothing. Sometimes these things are made from wood or plastic, invisible to standard equipment. Had to get closer. Took one step forward and felt the ground give slightly under my right boot. That sick feeling when you realize you've just stepped on something that shouldn't compress. Nobody move! I yelled. My foot was on a pressure plate. The moment I lifted it, we'd all be pink mist. My squad froze. Sergeant started calling for EOD backup, but they were 40 minutes away. I had to stand perfectly still, maintaining pressure while insurgents could be watching through scopes. That's when I noticed my boot had saved my life in the most ridiculous way possible. The thick rubber sole had compressed just enough to activate the pressure plate, but not trigger the detonator. The bomb maker had set the trigger threshold too high, probably designed for vehicles, not foot traffic. My heavy boots were just barely light enough to hold the plate down without setting it off. 20 minutes in, my legs started cramping, sweat pouring down my face, one muscle spasm, and we're all dead. Squad members taking turns talking to me, keeping me calm. Think about your girlfriend back home, Private Jackson kept saying. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you see her? Probably buy lighter boots, I muttered through gritted teeth. EOD finally arrived. Specialist Davis crawled up with his equipment, started examining the device. Good news and bad news, he said. Good news is it's a simple pressure plate. Bad news is there's enough explosives here to level a city block. The plan was elegant in its simplicity. They'd attach a cable to my boot, slowly pull me backwards while simultaneously placing a sandbag on the pressure plate. Had to be perfectly timed. On 3, Davis said. 1, 2, he yanked the cable. I stumbled backwards. Sandbag hit the plate. Nothing exploded. We all started breathing again. Davis examined my boot print in the dirt. Another inch forward and you'd have hit the primary trigger. Your heel landed exactly on the safe spot. But here's the crazy part. When we detonated the device remotely, the explosion created a crater 15 feet deep. Found 3 more IEDs buried in the same area. This was a complex ambush site. If I'd been wearing lighter boots, I would have triggered the first bomb immediately. The heavy soles had distributed my weight just enough to activate the pressure plate without reaching the detonation threshold. Those same boots I'd complained about for months had saved not just my life, but my entire squad. The weight I hated was exactly what kept us alive. Got back to base that night and kissed those ugly black boots. Sergeant made jokes about my relationship with military footwear. Guys started calling me Cinderella. Wrote a letter to my girl that night, told her the whole story. Her response? I always said you had big feet for a reason. 6 months later, rotation ended. First thing I did stateside was buy civilian shoes. Lightest sneakers I could find. Felt like walking on clouds. But I kept those combat boots. They're sitting in my closet right now 12 years later. Polished and ready. Not because I miss the military, but because they remind me that sometimes the things you hate most are exactly what you need. My kids ask why I keep old boots in the closet. Someday when they're older, I'll tell them about the day heavy footwear saved daddy's life. And maybe they'll understand why I never throw away anything that's built to last. Those boots walked through hell and brought me home. That's worth more than comfort.